AskReddit by Korshman 2. What is a seemingly ordinary question you can ask somebody that will tell you a lot about their personality? Once I was asked this question during a job interview. What is a life motto you often preach but find difficult to practice? That was a tough one. Very clever question indeed. Clean as you go, 100% believe it is correct, 100% cannot manage it. Something like this comes up in Discworld's Masquerade. Throughout the book, Granny Weatherwax asks several people what they'd remove from their house if it was on fire. The last answer she gets is the fire. This is the second time I've seen Discworld mentioned tonight. First time was in a book recommendation sub. I think it's a sign I need to check this out. I had a TA ask me in a get to know you activity what my vision was for a perfect world, and I said round lol. You are the wisest of them all. My father-in-law went on a job interview about 10 years ago and absolutely nailed the interview, as he was being shown around the office. A high-level person in that company who normally wasn't there just happened to be there that day. After they were introduced, he asked my Phil what kind of animal he would be. My Phil said he panicked and picked bear. He's a bigger guy. And the other guy said something along the lines of that's a little too aggressive, maybe this isn't the job for you. So he didn't get the job, but I guess it worked out because he's got a pretty good job now, and if I was him I wouldn't want to work for someone who hires people based on what animal they think they would be. The hiring manager must have been so pissed off. Mayor, you find a great candidate and then your dickhead boss randomly throws him out for no reason. It's not a single question, but by the second or third date with a guy I would ask him to go bowling. As it turns out, there's many ways to play the game. Do they take it too seriously and get competitive or angry if they don't do well? Does he act disinterested or bored of the game? Do they try to teach me how to play, or do they just try to be goofy, have fun with it? Do they order 2 pitchers of beer and get totally smashed? In my opinion, you can learn a lot about a person by the way they approach bowling. What if they bring their ex-wife's dog? A Pomeranian, with fucking papers. What was the last thing you did that gave you childlike joy? Remember when you used to play kick the rock when you were a kid? I went on a walk the other day and my headphones died, so I played kick the rock. I tried to see how long I could kick a rock before it went into grass or veered too far away. I managed to get one rock 4 blocks, and for the first time in years I actually felt genuine childlike joy. It was fantastic and simple. Fav question I heard in an interview. What would you do if you came home and found a penguin in your freezer? It ends up not only being an icebreaker, but a good personality tell. Depends. Is the penguin alive or dead? Answer will vary accordingly. Saving this thread for my next human interaction. I foresee much less awkward silence. Wish me luck. Guy driving Uber, so, busy trip? Naughty Daisy Delight, what animal would you be? Want to go bowling? What's the biggest misconception about you? It's a pretty good window into how they see themselves and how they believe others see them. I like to follow up with, why do you think people have that misconception about you? Oh, man. Everyone always thinks I'm a vegan. I've missed out on so much free pizza at work because nobody would tell me. If you could have one wish, what would it be? I always wanted warp drive, so they would probably think I was a nerd. Infinite wishes. Edit, lol, everyone's so disappointed I said this. Using one of my infinite wishes to wish for it to continue. Are you a morning or a night person? Are you a night owl or an early bird? I'm more of a permanently exhausted chicken. My normal getting to know you question, as a former chef, is what is your favorite vegetable? Shit. This is a tough question. Garlic, onion, peas, and cilantro are at the top of my list. Then broccoli, kale, cabbage and carrots. I'm also into corn, Buttered and grilled on the cob, popped, hominy, mailed, creamed, syruped. What color folder was math for you growing up? Nothing about the color matters, it's how passionately they defend their color choice. I just stuffed the crumpled papers in my backpack. I ended up in prison LMAO in my 20s LMAO. What book would you like to live in? And suddenly I've forgotten every book I've ever read. Who's your favorite fictional character? People tend to pick a character they resonate with the most. Either they're naturally similar or they sculpted their personality to match. Edit. It's also a great segue into a longer conversation. You can simply add an and why and they'll probably be going on about what they like about the character until you have to beg them to stop. You could also just ask about the movie, TV show, book or video game the character appears in. Tell them your favorite character. Ask them who their least favorite character is, etc. Edit 2. It's spelled segue. Or it's simply someone they wish they were like. What superpower would you pick if you could choose? Where in history would you travel if you could visit and watch for a bit? What would you do if money were no obstacle? Is it better to be born good or overcome an evil nature through effort? The 3 first ones are great. 4 is a bit complicated and would start a philosophical conversation and I don't know if that would say much about the person. I know it would just annoy me. You getting enough fiber? Answers in farts. I had a girl ask me to describe the color purple on a first date. I answered with Prince. That date ended very well. The only correct answer to that question. Q. If you were putting together a furniture kit and came to the end where the furniture appeared complete, but you had pieces hardware left over, what would you do? I always check the parts list to what's actually in the box before I start. Many things include extra hardware or parts, so if I get to the end and have extra pieces left, I know if it's intentional, or if I need to find the step I skipped. If I spent 1 hour doing something difficult with you, how would I describe you to others afterwards? He's freakishly calm. It pissed me off how calm he was. It was like it didn't even matter to him that we didn't get 3 stars on every level of Overcooked. If you had the choice, would you travel to the past or the future? Tells a lot about their vision or way of thinking. Do they wanna change the past or look into the future? Do they wanna know about the secrets of the past or the life of the future? Do they wanna be prepared for what's next or learn from the past? I just wanna buy BTC. How long was your longest relationship? A date of mine at the time, in his 30s, said about 3 months. I found that strange, but understood shortly. Asking what someone would do if they found a stray dog. I've gotten many an answer, one that included kicking it. What's the dirtiest word you're willing to say out loud? Cunt. Tell me a secret. It's been my go-to for learning about people for years, dates, new friends, even for small talk if I'm bored and it's clear I'll be around this person for a little while. It's innocent enough. Maybe your secret is that you pour milk then cereal. Maybe you were in a bad car accident years ago and fled the scene. Maybe your sister is the result of an affair and your father only told you. It's really interesting to see what people deem a secret, and how much they'll divulge with a simple prompt. Most people answer with something silly. They have Disney princess songs on their gym playlist. They puked on their first date as a teenager. Some, few, but occasionally, people answer off the wall shit. Try it sometime, it's pretty interesting. Just keep in mind most people will ask you to share a secret, too.